Yeah, you're a good guy. Hey, folks. Welcome back again. I'm going to talk about today something that, well, I did a video on this subject a few years back. Quite a few maybe, I don't know. It's been a while. But, well, I keep seeing the theme of that one keep rearing its head. And so I thought I'd talk about it again. And what it is the number one mistake, the biggest single mistake that people make when it comes to riding their horses. And it's a very simple mistake, but it happens a lot, almost always. Very few people that don't do this. And, well, basically they just get in a hurry. And I've talked about that actually in a couple of videos about how fast you go and that sort of thing. But the ultimate number one is you're getting too big of a hurry to get in the saddle. And, well, now you've seen what I get out of this guy. I mean, he's pretty darn good. And he's only got, I don't know, 5 hours on his back, something like that. I don't know. I don't even keep track. Not very much, though. He's not a guy that's, but we took our time. And it was, well, it was one of my own horses, so there was no rush to get it done or anything. But he also had some health issues for briefly on one of his hooves that I postponed training for a while because of that. I probably didn't actually have to, but I did anyhow. Err on the side of caution, doesn't matter. It's worth it, really. If you got to take a couple months off. And in many circles, they'll tell you that even if you get a horse that's already broke to ride, get off that horse. Do not get on it for, well, as long as it takes to go through all of the groundwork and determine what the horse actually even knows, to make sure that it's safe to ride before you try riding it, because I can assure you that it is both safer and easier to teach a horse things from the ground than it is from the saddle. If he gets all silly about stuff and I'm on his back, well, there's not a whole lot I can do about it. On the ground, I'm not going to get tossed off, and I can probably do something about the problems, which is exactly what we've been doing with him. And so as a result, now when I get on him, it's like riding an old been there, done it horse, and even though he's definitely nowhere near that, he's just a super nice guy. And, well, I mean, personality-wise, he's pretty good too, but by going slow, though, we preserve that. And we don't endanger ourselves. We don't scare the horse. Because like I said, the number one reason that things go bad is because people get in a hurry. They're just too big a hurry to get in that saddle. And I don't care if it takes you months or even years before you get in the saddle. There's lots of other things you can do with your horse and enjoy that doesn't involve riding. A lot of people just don't get that part too, and which tells me that they don't really appreciate the horse for what it is, because the more I get to know horses, the less I care if I ride. They're just wonderful animals. They really are. They're just wonderful, wonderful animals. And they can be quite rewarding to be with, even, and all the things that you can teach them on the ground that we've managed to successfully achieve with this guy. Why are you licking me? I'm not a lollipop. Cut it out. See, I don't play favorites. Even my own horses get a poke in the nose when they need it. Just in case you thought I was being mean to that other one. No, that's standard. They got to learn manners. See, he's not offended. There. No, don't do that. Anyhow, so I got to reiterate this one again. It's just because I keep seeing it, and even just very recently, I've seen some examples of people getting in a hurry to ride, and I tried to explain. They wanted to know if the horse was ready to ride, and I says, it'll let you know when it's ready, and it takes as long as it takes. They don't understand that. They want to know when. They want a time. And it's no, good things take time. It's kind of, and I mentioned this last summer in a video I did. You know, it's like if you want to bake a cake and the recipe says you got to cook it for an hour and you decide after a half an hour, it's like, I want to eat that cake. Well, guess what you're going to get? You're going to get a real doughy mess. Some of us might actually still eat it with a spoon, but anyhow, you know, fact of the matter is you got to just take your time, go slow. Don't get in a hurry to get on the horse. And then when you do get on the horse, you are going to enjoy yourself. You're not going to get hurt. The horse isn't going to get scared, and everything is going to work better. The horse is going to be more responsive to its cues the longer you, and I should explain how that works too, because the way I like to do things is I teach the horse how to be ridden before I ride it, so that by the time I get my big butt on his back, he already knows how to be ridden. It doesn't come as a surprise to him when all of a sudden there's an extra couple 100 pounds on his back. You know, it's no big deal. You know, and that's the kind of thing that you don't. And you know, he already has learned all of his cues. He knows everything. So when you go to ride him for the first time, it's not a surprise. You're not going to ever ask the horse to do anything that it doesn't already know. And that's the way I like to do things. But some people, I don't know, they've got this notion that horses, you just got to ride your horse. Got to ride your horse. And the minute they get a horse, you know, the first thing they want to do is throw a saddle on it and, you know, get on the horse. And even if you do things relatively, how shall we say, old school, you're still going to want to give that horse some time to settle in. New owner, new place, all that kind of stuff can really make a difference in the horse's behavior and whether or not it's even going to be rideable, assuming it is in the first place. And then, of course, you're still risking it because you have no idea what the horse knows. You know, like I said in the recent videos, assume it knows nothing. Go through all of your groundwork. If the horse knows it, it's going to go quick. If it doesn't know it, well, then it's a good thing you're teaching it. And you know, if the horse is actually fairly safe to be ridden, all that stuff's going to go really quick. And if it isn't safe to be ridden, well, guess what? You won't be making the mistake of getting on it and getting hurt and scaring the horse. And, well, who knows what all's going to go wrong, and then could end up with a few $1,000s in vet bills, too, and things like that. So, you know, just take your time. Don't get in a hurry. You know, just there's ways of doing things that, you know, are easier, they're safer. Excuse me, sir, you're doing it again. Stop that. Thank you. I told you, don't do that. So, safer, easier, less traumatic for the horse. And a perfect example is I suggested to somebody that they shouldn't be riding their horse just yet. They insisted on riding their horse anyhow. And well, they have come off that horse. I'm not even sure how many times now, at least once, that they've told me about, and it sounds from what I've heard from other people, maybe more than once. And they got hurt bad enough that they weren't riding for at least a week. And they were one that liked to go riding pretty much every day. Seemed to think that was the thing to be doing. Well, being in a hurry cost them a week of not riding and a week of discomfort from their injuries. So no benefit. There's no upside to getting in a hurry to get on the horse. None whatsoever. So please, folks, get that one through your head. There's no benefit, zero benefit to getting on that horse in a hurry. Take your time, go slow. Enjoy the time you got with the horse when you're not riding it. Learn that. If you don't understand that part and learn that part, then you probably shouldn't be getting on the horse yet anyhow. Well, at least not in my opinion. But you can never go too slow. You can only go too fast. Have a good day.